Thanks for choosing the first ever Benched Collective podcast. Over the next 10 minutes, you'll hear 8 young people sharing their views on Wonka and Napoleon, with some feel-good movies thrown in for good measure. If you've seen these films or are still waiting to enjoy them, we believe you'll never have heard reviews like these before. With great thanks to our partner Picturehouse Cinemas, we hope you'll enjoy experiencing these movies through the eye of our young people.
Recorded live in the Finsbury Park Picture House.
Hello everyone, my name is Charlie and this is the Bench Collective. We're going to be talking about all the films coming up. We've got a few good ones we've seen recently and I'm so excited.
Mr. Wonka, I can see you're a man of great ingenuity.
What are you doing?
I'm making chocolate, of course. How do you like?
Those in power only see me as a brute, unfit for higher office, but I follow in the footsteps of Alexander the Great and Caesar.
I love film and I love the people I'm with and yeah, tell us about yourselves.
So, hi, my name is Tilly and for this show I've watched Napoleon and Wonka.
My name's Paul and that's Thor.
I'm Lily and I personally love movies.
I'm Irish and I've got something to say about Napoleon.
I'm Diana and I only watch Wonka.
I'm Jamal and I love watching movies.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I prefer Chloe. I'm really excited to talk about Wonka and Wonka and Napoleon, especially Oompa Loompas, and especially when Napoleon acts like a big baby.
That's good. What was your favourite out of the two?
What?
Napoleon or Wonka? Where did you have more fun?
Wonka, but
Yeah.
then at the same time, Napoleon has a certain part that makes you think, right, that's a bit...
Makes you deep it?
Yeah, makes deep it a lot.
So, Iris, you said you had something to say about Napoleon. What was it?
Yeah, I fell asleep.
Was it that boring?
Yeah, I really like Napoleon a lot because you're just taking such a historical figure and just dumbing it down a little bit. You know, he came out as like such a petulant child almost. So I really enjoyed that. Like the little mannerisms that he had during the film. It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Did you like Wonka?
Yeah, I like Wonka.
Did you like Oompa Loompas?
I like the Oompa Loompas, but then I liked the little girl, what's her name? Noodle, yeah, I liked Noodle.
How good was the musicals? Like the songs?
Good.
In the world of my creation, what we'll see will defy.
Do you know what? Yeah. I feel like quite entertaining.
There was one that made me cry.
Cry? I cried at the end.
I cried at the end, but I had tears. You know the scene with the giraffes?
Yeah.
That musical number afterwards with the balloons.
Really?
That got me. That hit my heart.
What, the bit where she like floats up and then he grabs her?
And they're doing the dance number. Yeah. That's why I love movies.
I can't cry at movies.
No?
No.
Not one movie's ever made you cry?
No.
Surely?
Nope. Never. Why would you cry at a movie? I know it's sad and you feel like that little shock in the heart, but I don't cry at a movie.
I'm a big baby
I've never shed a tear.
when it comes to movies.
Oh, like Napoleon then. Oh my god.
But yeah, I think Wonka though was so good and it was so cool to see a different story, seeing the origin of how he became who he was and got the factory and yeah, it was a really lovely story and so much more emotional. I think it was a beautiful film. It had so much heart, character. I think it was colourful. When I was in there, I didn't want to leave. Me and my girl had brownies, was eating with sweets, and I felt like I was at the factory. It was good.
Yeah, I think that's a big contrast between like Wonka and like Tim Burton's Chocolate Factory. Like his one was so dark. Like this is just so upbeat and doesn't have the daddy issues like he did in the other films. So I really like that.
But I think it's so nice to see like the musical numbers put together because they're taking some of the old songs, you're hearing them, they got new ones, and it's just, it makes you feel good, and that's what movies are about, isn't it? To feel things, see things, and it inspires you to, it inspires this. Look, we're here today talking about it, so that's what's amazing.
I really liked Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa because he had so much attitude.
So you're the funny little man who's been following me.
I will have you know that I am a perfectly respectable size for an Oompa Loompa.
It proper remind me of, siblings and like, people they got some attitude, didn't they? And like, it proper reminds you of him, didn't it? And he just does everything, and he has these one-liners that just make you just die.
His one-liners?
Like, one-liners are they're just there, they're just pow, pow, pow. And the way he's like orange, that kind of reminds me of some people as well. bit of fake tan going wrong.
Fake tan going wrong.
What is your name?
Napoleon.
As the course of my life just changed.
Obviously, I didn't get to see Napoleon, so I would tell me about how you felt about that.
Oh, God.
What, is that good or bad?
In the beginning, a lady, she comes out, didn't she?
Yeah.
You know, did you watch the beginning?
Yeah, I watched the beginning. Basically, she comes out. I think it was she like the Queen or something? Was it the Queen of France?
I'm not sure. It didn't really give you
I'm not sure, but she come out and she was on a horse and she got beheaded.
Yeah.
What, in the first few minutes?
First few minutes of the film.
Beautiful. That's how you start a film.
It was Marie Antoinette, at the end of the French Revolution, and she had that famous line, let them eat cake, and obviously she just went down. She had to go down.
They hated her that much, they beheaded her.
That's an amazing opening to a film.
Wasn't that history though?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what actually happened?
Yeah.
I don't think it was an amazing opening to the film. It felt like the gore from that went from a 15 to 18. I'm not even joking. I felt traumatised.
Are you okay now though? You recovered?
Yeah, I'm recovered. I feel great.
I'm surprised it was that gory.
Yeah, me as well.
Literally see the blood just spat on.
I love that in a movie.
What about?
It's just, I love, because it's just like gets you into it.
Yeah,
and Napoleon, obviously, where I haven't seen it, I've seen the trailers and all of that. Obviously, I'm very ready to see it. But I love the grittiness, and it makes it feel so much more real. And obviously, it's based on a true story, so it invokes all that I'm here, I'm part of it.
I guess you need parts like that in a war film because it's a bit of a taster. Because you're going to see blood and gore, you're going to see people dying.
I saw a horse dying.
Oh yeah.
It got shot straight in the heart.
That's the thing that hurt me.
Cannonball.
Yeah.
And it was straight and it.
Who played Napoleon? It was Joaquin Phoenix. How was his performance? Because he always brings his A game.
I think he should have been a bit shorter. Because there's like a little rumour about the French and about how he was so short. I think he should have been a bit shorter because he looked quite tall for
Shortness aside,
I mean, his acting was great. In the beginning, he had no hope. And he had no hope. He had no hope for war and everything. Like, his face was always down. And then throughout the film, obviously, he got married and stuff. I mean, to be fair, what got to me is when he got cheated on. Okay. I felt that. I was like,
you felt it?
Yeah, like the jealousy at the dinner table, they're expecting it. You feel, when you get cheated on, you feel his pain and you're like, right, yeah, you should have seen the signs. And it's just, it's quite horrible being cheated on.
Anything else you want to say about it?
I'm Liv, and I know that everyone has had a very positive opinion on the Napoleon, but mine's quite negative because, first off, the movie was almost 3 hours long. And if you're someone like me, you can definitely not sit in a cinema for 3 hours straight in one chair. And also, at the end of the movie, I feel like it was where they kind of had to wrap it up quite quickly, because where he just died out of nowhere in a chair on an island, I feel like that was kind of a way where they just quickly wrapped it up and just thought, no one's really going to notice. But I thought that was quite a really bad ending, especially after all the events that have happened throughout the movie.
I think it was quite crazy. It was a crazy film, especially when he wanted intimate things.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that was a different level. That kind of cringe made me cringe.
Yeah?
That gave me the ick.
The ick.
Mm-hmm. The ick.
Just the noises he was making.
That's what.
Like every time he'd see her, like if he'd open the door,
he wanted something.
It was.
What's that?
I've got a moment when I was with my brother. I took my brother, and imagine sitting to your 18-year-old sibling. You're 15, right? You're sitting there, you're with him, and obviously they're doing their thing, having.
So you're talking. Okay,
and it's awkward. And then at one moment she goes, "You ready? If you look down there, I've got a surprise for you." And then she opens her legs, and then I'll go to my brother. We've got a proper inside joke. I'll go to my brother. Do you know what that is down there? The surprise. He goes, "No." I'll go, "It's the kebab."
Oh my God.
He's like sitting there laughing about the movie.
Okay, I'm liking everyone's thoughts about both movies, but if you could see any of them again, so tomorrow you're getting a free ticket. Are you going Wonka or Napoleon?
That's hard.
You're getting two different films, obviously.
Yeah.
You're getting one gritty, raw, emotional film, and then you're getting Wonka that's fun, you're going to sing along. And obviously we've all seen Wonka, so now we know a few of the lyrics, you can go in there, sing along. I know what, obviously I've only seen one, so I'm going to go see Wonka again, but I need to see Napoleon as well.
I feel like Napoleon.
You go Napoleon?
Yeah, because I don't listen in school, so I'm just saying, like, if I watch it again, it would teach me history.
History lessons.
And instead of, it just makes me think, instead of me going to school, I can just go watch a film every day. And it can teach me.
Okay, that's an amazing answer. What about you?
I say Napoleon.
Napoleon?
I feel like Wonka at this point, like, The whole Charlie and the Chocolate Factory story for me is like the Three Little Pigs at this point. I know it's so...
But
I don't know,
it was his origins.
I know, it was all...
That's why I think it was so different, because you're finding out about his life and how he became, obviously, the famous Willy Wonka.
But I just feel like Napoleon was just so much different.
Yeah,
I feel like
hit
I
the
just
feels.
knew Willy Wonka at this point.
Okay.
I knew what I was getting into.
Okay.
So I understand where they're going with Napoleon, but at the same time, you could watch Wonka every day and you wouldn't get bored. Throughout Napoleon, I got a little bit bored. It's like being in a history lesson, isn't it? Some of the time, apart from the funny parts, you are in a history lesson at the end of the day.
Okay.
It's like parts where they put the time, the dates, and then they show the scenes. It does get a bit boring. I mean, it's a brilliant film. It's very funny. I do recommend.
You felt it dragged at points?
But it got dragged on at certain points where it just...
Was it a long movie?
It was like 200 something minutes, wasn't it?
3 hours.
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
so obviously
they could have cut it short.
condensed it.
Whilst Wonka, I mean, it's just, I'll pick Wonka.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Amazing. So we're going Wonka, Napoleon, and Wonka. Amazing.
All right, guys, it's 4 here. We've kind of almost wrapped up here at the Bench Collective. We've kind of gone around the table and seen different people's opinions, but we've all heard about the Wonka. We've all heard about the Napoleon. But I want to know about like what films you like. You know, when you're really going up against it. You know, 10 p.m. Like it's been a rough day. Like you know, the world's against you.
The feel-good films.
Yeah, the feel-good films. What films do you want to watch that like bring you up a bit?
I've got one straight away. Have you guys ever heard of White Chicks?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. That's a classic comedy. Yeah. I think most people have watched it, and I think it's a very funny film. Like, I feel like that's a film I could watch over and over again. It's a film I couldn't get sick of. But yeah, I feel like that's a film that would make me laugh when I'm having a bad day.
You can easily say most Pixar movies.
Yeah.
Pixar movies, I think, for me, I'll say it to everyone, one of the most underrated films, feel-good films, comedy films, The Nice Guys. Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, directed by Shane Black. If you've not seen it, please.
That's a good choice.
Have you seen it?
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Honestly, it's set in the 70s, the soundtrack, all of it, man. It makes me feel good. That's one of my feel-good movies. Or Ponyo, Studio Ghibli classic. Ponyo.
Nice.
Yeah, there's some of my films, but I could list loads and loads and loads. What about yourself? Give you this.
I would say, I think it's called Big Mama's House. It's similar to White Chicks, and I love it so much. There's a 1 and there's a 2. So the first one is when he's like getting all dressed up as a woman to like go undercover. But then he has a son, which isn't actually his son, but it's his son. And him and his son have to go undercover in an all-girls school, and it's just so jokes, and I just love it. I can always count it to make me happy, or like if I'm having a down day, I can just put it on. I just laugh my head off the whole time. And yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, man.
That is
Big Mama House, old school classic, the same as White Chicks.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
They're old
they
school
all
classics.
Are. Yeah.
What about?
Well, I think we've all kind of, got the same kind of genre going on here. I think mine's probably Grown Ups. Grown Ups 1 and Grown Ups 2 is, it's a banger. Like, I think it's so funny. Like Adam Sandler and all his pals, like
just having fun together.
Yeah, and it's just like they've got their wives and they've grown up. Like, obviously, it shows their kids at the beginning. Then once they're all grown up, they've gone to the lake house where the coach obviously passed away and stuff. And they're funny jokes. Like even at the funeral, they've got some jokes going on. It's like banter the whole way through. No matter the situation, no matter the time or place, there's always a joke going on.
It's a feel-good movie.
It's just a feel-good movie. You laugh at it. Or the second one with the water park and the daughters. Like, where the really ugly guy has like the really fit daughters, yeah, and you're like, how did that go from that? It don't make sense, but it makes sense. So kind of the mum's genes going on there, I think.
What are you for?
I want to throw you with a curveball.
Ooh, what's the curveball?
I hear all the comedies, but Social Network for me, because I'll tell you a little story. Like,
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's about like how they made Facebook, and like I was allergic to maths as a kid.
Allergic to maths?
Yeah. I was allergic to numbers. Like, I barely passed my GCSEs, right? And like, I just feel like with films like Social Network, like you can just make, like it makes you feel like you can do anything. Mm-hmm. Like it makes you feel like you can go, oh look, I've seen that, I can go do that. I can go like make a social media platform that makes billions of dollars 20 years down the line. Like, I feel like I watched a film where like it's a human being just learning how to fly. And just dream that I can fly. I just love that.
Do you know what other movie is really good? Norbit. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
my God, that's such a
Rasputia.
fun one. And she's in the steering wheel, she's like, Norbit, you adjust my seat. And then she's like, I'll be like, it's really good. Just thought about it. Just clocked in my head after Mama. It reminded me of Norbit.
What, have you guys seen Little Man?
Oh,
Yeah.
Where he's stealing the jewel and he has to act like a baby as a full-grown man.
Full-grown man. And
That's
he's
such a good one. I love that one.
There's some good ones. There's some
What about
good
you?
ones.
I think most of them are like 2000 movies that are proper
Yeah,
like
that was an
feel
iconic
good.
era.
If I say the last one, we'll finish it off there. I'd say, I'll take it back to my childhood.
Yeah?
Yeah, Toy Story.
Oh,
Facts.
yes,
That's that. I'll drop the mic. Yo guys, we've been the Bench Collective talking all films, new and obviously feel good from a lot of us. And we're excited to bring more episodes to you very soon. So yeah, see you next time. Catch you soon, guys.
In a bit.
Bye.